Today we're going to look at the new X100 Super Power Bank, and I'm going to tear it down. And I tell you right now, this one here I've been very impressed with. I charged my Samsung S9 smartphone 3 times, and I charged my laptop almost completely dead to full charge, and it still had power left. This thing is a solid built unit. I think you'll be impressed with it. Let's take a look at this one. It is really impressive, and it packs a bunch of power. It's rated 97 watt hours, which is 19,400 milliamp hours at 5 volts. And it's got outputs 315 watt maximum USB-C, 65 watt. Let's open it up. So see, it's still factory sealed. We're going to test this unit out, and maybe I'll take it apart if I can get into it. These devices, of course, are for people on the go that need to charge their phone up when they're away from home. It says airline safe on this. So there's the unit. Oh, it's in a clear case. You can see the components in it. It's got DC input output up top. And then you've got USB-C output 1. USB-C 2 is an input and output. But that's all it's got. It's just got USB-C. And a DC input output. What is this? This is just a carry case, I think, for it. And the manual. So to turn it on, power. Okay. It has a little color screen on here that gives us the parameters and everything that's operating. I'm going to grab my charge cable and we'll plug the phone into it. Before I even test this unit, let's open it up. These are in real tight. This one's not going to do it. Let's get the bigger screwdriver out. Okay, I got them. They're in real tight. That's why. I want to see what's inside this thing. Okay, that side comes off. Oh, it's got little gaskets on here. This whole unit should push right out of the solid plastic case. This is metal. Okay, that's good. That's why they say airline safe. It's got a metal shroud around the cells to prevent the cells from getting crushed. For those interested in the technical aspects, it uses 6 Samsung 50S cells, which are 5,000 milliamp hours each, 3.7 volts. As most of you know, LG and Samsung make fantastic lithium-ion cells, some of the best in the world. So that's the battery pack itself. You can see the cells inside here. They are cylindrical cells. I don't know if it pops out of this metal or not. It might be glued in place. Airline safe. It says it all over it. Airline safe. But it does have gaskets around the USB-C ports, which is good. And it's got this metal case around the actual batteries themselves to protect them from getting crushed or damaged if they're dropped. Yeah, this looks to be really solid. Aluminum. Looks like aluminum around here. It's quite heavy. Anyway, I figured I would just pop it apart before we actually put it through its paces and test it. This port, you can get 315 watts of power from this one. But ultimately it's designed as a USB-C type of interface. So you got one output and one that's a dual input output. So you can charge it up from one port and power 2 devices from it through the other 2 ports. I'll throw this part back together. And then we'll hook it up to the phone and charger and stuff and test it out. Let me throw it together first. The way the screws pull this unit together, because they're screwing right into the metal chassis, got rubber gaskets on each end inside the covers here. It's going to keep this thing watertight. And rubber gaskets around the charge ports on both sides and in here. So that's going to keep this thing from getting wet. If it were to get dumped in water, it's not going to fill up with water. This one probably will now because it's been opened. But if you haven't opened it up, it should stay dry. Not saying that you should get it wet, but quality-wise, it looks to be pretty good. Okay, I've got my phone. I'll plug it in, and I guess I got to turn this off. It's going to turn itself on. It looks like fast charging. The battery is only at 13%. It's not even charged. So right now I'm on using output number 2. It says C2 is out. It's on, like it's output. So that secondary output here is on. That's a 315 watt output. That would be used to like charge your laptop. You have to have obviously a plug for it, which it doesn't come with, but I'm sure you could find a plug for that. But that's a 19 volt output from this one, 315 watts. This one here will do 140 watts. So I can charge my laptop with that, and this one's 65 watts. If I unplug this one, I move it over to this other side. It's an output. Again, it's charging at 5.5 volts, 6.9 watts. Although this phone can charge at higher voltage. The battery itself has only got 13% of its charge. So this is not charged. And that's the battery voltage there. And the temperature. Let's plug it into the charger and charge it up. And there it goes. Okay. So it's charging at 19.42 volts. Because now this is switched to the input. And we'll let the battery charge up. We'll see how much capacity it takes. You can see the battery voltage is coming up here. I think this one can be used as an input as well to charge. Yeah, this is it. This one is an input and output. So if you have the appropriate cable, you can use this for charging. It doesn't come with it though, so you could get a charger that you could plug it into, like I say, a cigarette lighter plug or solar panels, etc. to charge up. I don't know what this other little connector over here is for. It's probably part of that whole plug assembly. But we're charging it up with USB-C. So now at 14%. We're going to see how long this thing takes to charge. If we look at the specs, its rated capacity is 97 watt hours, or 19,400 milliamp hours at 5 volts. And here's our input. So it's 140 watt maximum USB. And it'll take a USB-C 2, which is charge port 2, 5, 9, or 12 volts, 3 amps, 20 volts to 28 volts at 5 amps. So this one here we're charging now at 19 volts. The output is 315 watts maximum. USB-C, you can port number 1 you can draw 65 watts. USB-C port number 2. You can draw 140 watts, and the DC output 315 watts maximum. Here's USB port number 1, USB-C port number 1, 5, 9, 12, or 15 volts at 3 amps. It'll do 3.3 to 21 volts at 3 amps, 20 volts at 3.25 amps, and 3.3 to 16 volts at 3.25. USB-C number 2, it'll do 5, 9, 12, 15 volts up to 3 amps, 20 and 28 volts to 5 amps. And then it says here 3.3, 21 volts at 3 amps, 3.3 to 21 volts at 3 amps. The DC port will do 21.6 volts at 15 amps. I think that's always 21.6 out as well. That would be for like charging up laptops. Some other things you can do is in the menu, the button on the side, you double click it to change modes and long click to enter. So if I go through the different settings here, you'll see that I can go through the different settings. If I go to the LED, for example, and I double click it, it's now LED mode on. A single click. Then I can press and hold. I can change it from on to twinkle, or the next one over is press and hold, hazard, so it alerts others, it blinks, breathe, and Morse. Yes, you can program it and it'll flash in Morse code. So let's try the different modes as I get the LED on here. So I'm going to double click to get out of this, and I'm going to turn it on. So press and hold. It's on. And you can change the brightness too by pressing and holding it. It's on dim now, but you can make it a lot brighter. If I double click, oops, what did I get into now? I got into system. Interesting. It tells you all about the system here. Twinkle. Let's see whether how this one works. Get out of this. That's twinkle. Just blinks on and off. Hazard. Breathe. Why? Because they could. If I double click on the charging, it will give me the parameters it's charging here, which we see from the main screen anyway. But it's telling me what's charging, what voltage is charging at. The battery part, and double click on that, then I get to see this. And here it's telling me the cells, so I can look at each individual cell. So there's 6 cells in it, right? Because there's 3 in a row, and there's 2 of them end to end, so there's 6 cells. And right now it's telling me each cell, so it's giving me the cell balance. 3.58, 3.58, 3.59. I did figure out how to enter the text. It's all done by pressing and holding the button on the side. Let's see if it'll blink that out in Morse code. Double click. It's blinking out my channel name in Morse code. Alright, it's now at 100%. It took it a little while to charge up. I started at about 6:30. It's now like 9 o'clock at night. But it did take a few hours, and it's now fully charged. So if I unplug the power adapter, we can then plug this into equipment that we can charge up. Now I can charge it up with this port or the other one. I'll plug in this fast port here onto my phone, and my phone says fast charging, and it's showing me that we are drawing 7 watts. But I'm going to grab my laptop. My work laptop is a USB-C. It's not dead, but I've had it running for a few minutes. 20 watts at 20.14, 19 watts at 20.14 volts. We'll try the other port on the other side here. This one here is also going to charge up about the same, 20 volts, 19 watts. So I'm drawing about 30 watts right now. Well, one of the reasons why we were only getting 30 watts is it looks like this is only a 30 watt cable that I'm using. I had a 60 watt cable, but I had a little accident with it and it got snapped. So this is a cheap one I got. It's only a 30 watt cable. No wonder I'm only drawing 30 watts, because this laptop should draw 60 watts when it's charging at full power. Last night I charged up my phone completely off of the power bank. Ended up with about 86% left. I'm now charging my laptop as I've been using it all day at work. The battery is relatively low. And as you can see, it's charging at 55.1 watts, 20.14 volts. So I'm going to charge my laptop up, and we'll see how low this drags the power bank. And it tells me how many watt hours I've got left. I've got 83 watt hours left in the battery. But so far, this is performing flawlessly. And it's fast charging my laptop, which is great. I will note that this cable I'm using is only a 60 watt cable. So even though we can get 140 watts through this port, we need a cable that's capable of it. This is only a 60 watt cable. So we're getting 55 watts through this cable. Any more and the cable's going to heat up. But it's looking good. If I change it to the other port, we'll get the same because this port can do 60. Take it a second to kick back in here. And that's going to do exactly the same. Actually, that one's doing 60. 61. So we're getting the full power out of this port on this 60 watt cable. This other cable did a little bit less. And again, I guess that's probably the resistance of the cable. But we're getting a full 60 watts out of this side, which is a 60 watt output. Actually, it's a 65 watt, but we're getting 61.7. This is a long cable. This is like a 10-foot cable, which is really not what you want, but we're getting full power out of here. We'll see once the battery charges. My laptop has been running all day, and I have not plugged it in, so my battery was actually quite low. It was down to like 20%. So we'll see how much power is left once I fully charge the battery in my laptop. So it's been going here for about an hour, and battery capacity here, we're down to 43.4 watt hours. We're at 43%. As you can see, the computer is almost charged now, down to 17 watts from 60. As the battery tops up in the laptop, it'll go down and then eventually will stop. And according to the laptop, 7 minutes to fully charge. So, with just over half the battery capacity used, I was able to charge the laptop, top it up last night, fully charged it today, and fully charge my cell phone. And I expect that I'll probably be able to fully charge my cell phone later on tonight. Okay, computer's fully charged, phone's at 0%. We're going to charge this up now. This will be the second full charge of this phone and a full charge on the computer. So we should have more than enough battery power. We'll see how long this takes to charge my phone up. So the verdict is in. I've charged my Samsung Galaxy S9 3 times completely, and my Lenovo ThinkPad. So I charged my laptop once, and I charged my cell phone 3 times, and we're down to 6%. If we look at the cell balance here, you'll see that each cell down to 3.19, 3.1939. So they're all in about the same state of charge. So there's a little bit of power left in it. 6%. When I started charging my phone, the last time I charged it, my phone was down to 20%, and this had, what, 14% left in it? Now it's down to 6. So it has a little bit more power. It has about another 5 watt hours, which would probably charge the phone halfway. But I'm going to end the video now. I think we've looked at this enough. I've torn it down. The Super Power Bank X100. I think we got a winner here. EdgeSmartDrive.com is their website. It's solid. This is quite heavy. Again, solid aluminum with an outer skin, a big solid plastic. I guess it's almost like a Lexan case, but all screwed together. This looks to be a very solid unit. Thanks for watching.